Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's Women in Business podcast. We are so excited to have Jillian Michaels join us, and you're going to catch a glimpse into a small part of our conversation that we had regarding women in business, but also things like bypassing failure, showing up, getting what you want out of life, and even the awesome relationship that she has with her horses, of all things. Jillian has some beautiful animals, and we were able to incorporate that into the conversation she and I had. She has a very raw perspective, like we all are accustomed to hearing from Jillian and the ways that she shows up in life, about how women show up and just being the right person for the job, which I think is something that we all desire in our corporate lives. And being the right person, not so much who you are, but how you get the job done. So I hope that you have a few minutes to not only listen, but get to watch this week's podcast and enjoy a quick glimpse into our conversation. I hope you take just a little bit of time to breathe life in and enjoy this version of the podcast. Thanks, everybody.
What is your go-to response when someone asks you, what's the value of hiring a coach? Whether that be in an industry like fitness that you have, or hiring a life coach, business coach, like we do at Oxygen Coaching.
Okay. Well, it's pretty straightforward. You can continue to make the same mistakes or not. People come to me all the time. I can't lose weight. I'm like, okay, well, what have you done? And then the sad part is they've done everything wrong. And I myself have made mistakes in business because I didn't know. And then from that point on, I began building the right boards with the appropriate professionals, having mentors, having coaches. But even when I learned a new fitness modality, I have a coach. I have a yoga coach. I have a boxing coach. I have a lifting coach because I want to do it right. And what it does is it mitigates failure, and it turns failure into a learning opportunity instead of a catastrophe. And in some cases, it bypasses failure and leads to exponential growth and success. So, I want that. I can't speak for everybody else, but I personally want that.
I want that. Bypass failure, sign me up. So I feel like the word coaching can be somewhat overused today. So what do you think is the one thing that you wish for every client knew about a coach before they hired you?
Every client knew about a coach. I would say do your homework. Look for referrals, credentials, reviews. It matters. It's going to make a difference big time. Ask to see success stories, testimonials. That's what I would do.
Yeah, for sure. I personally get invested in the success of my clients. And I think we've seen that from you as well. I get invested in the success of their teams, sometimes even more than they do. So what have you found that you wish clients better understood during the coaching process about the relationship that a coach is going to build with you or build with their coach through the process?
God, what do I wish they understood about their relationship with me? There's nothing.
Any coach that you're going to engage with, right? Like if you've never used a coach before, maybe you don't realize like it's going to get good.
God, honestly, I'd rather say what I wish I would get from the client. And you touched on it, is that I don't want to care more than you do. So for me, that's actually kind of like a big red flag. And I won't, I don't work with people one-on-one anymore. But when I did, I was like, I just can't care about this more than you do, because it's not going to work. I mean, I just had this conversation with my 11-year-old the other day about her schoolwork. And I was like, I just can't do this. I cannot care about this more than you do. I'm going to stop. I'm going to let you fall on your face. You're going to get punished for getting D's and F's. And then you're going to flunk out of this school. And then you're going to go to city college. Go ahead. I mean, it's like, I cannot care more than you do, because it doesn't work. So, I mean, maybe for me personally, that's really important. Don't expect me to care more than you do, because I'm not going to be able to help you. Even though I understand you are, it's going to be real tough for you to get somewhere with that person.
Yeah, I love that. I also coach varsity swim here locally, and I always tell my kids, I can't have more faith in you than you have in yourself. So I love that. It's great.
Oh my God, you got to want it. I'm not going to sit here and do, like, show up. My karate teacher said that to me though, when I was a kid. He's like, I'm not going to want this more than you. If you don't want this, get out. I have a limited amount of time. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. That'll separate the meat.
Now I'm like, seriously, show up.
Yes.
Don't waste my money, my time, your time. Come on.
I love it. How do you think teaching your skill makes you better?
Well, I mean, when you're teaching your skill, you have to continuously learn about your skill, continuing education. Doctors do it, trainers do it, therapists do it, most professionals do. Even if it's not required, you're going to always want to know the new technology, the new science, the new offerings. It just allows you to stay competitive and effective.
Keeps you relevant.
For sure. Of course.
I love that. So it's Women in Business Month. What do you think that you do to surround yourself or the team that you currently work with to help level the playing field for the next generation of female leaders and trailblazers?
You're not going to like this.
I might like it more than you
I'm done subscribing to that now.
Okay.
Like at first, I used to see that all the time. Then I was paid less than Bob was by a lot. They're like a fraction of women running Fortune 500 companies. Like, I get it. I get all that. But right now, we actually have all women at the company except my business partner, and I'm convinced he's done that on purpose. But I mean, not by design. I don't find that women are necessarily harder workers. I find it depends on the individual. And I'm done hiring, or not that I ever did, but I absolutely refuse to look at a person now based on orientation, gender. I'm not doing it. No, I want the best person for the job. I don't care who you are. I'm done with that. Done. So I would happily hire a man if he was the best candidate, and I would happily hire a woman if she was the best candidate. And it's funny because right now, a lot of the people I'm working with, I noticed this, like professionally, I have all women that work at my company except my business partner. But in my life, all the people I'm working with are all men now. It's really bizarre. I don't know how it happened, but they're all men. And I just find like I need the best person for the job. So while I've definitely experienced that sexism, I know it is alive and well. I also think that there are a lot of young kids taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
Who are shitty at their job. And I want the best person for the job. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting the way you prefaced that answer to that question. It's kind of like modeling the way we all want to see it, right? We want people to show up authentically and just be in their role. So you either are or you aren't the right person. I actually love your answer.
Yeah, I'm done with that. I've just seen so many kids that just take advantage, and I'm like, you suck. You're shitty at your job. You don't care. And you subsequently half-ass everything. Like, I don't care who you are. If you show up and you care and you're good at what you do, I literally don't care if you're 95, or you're 18. I don't care if you're trans or you're straight as an arrow. Are you awesome? Perfect. I'll take it.
Exactly. That's how we
Wonderful. I will take you. Can you make me money? Can you teach me something? Can you educate me? You work for me. Done.
I love it. That's how we do it around here too. All right, so let's talk about a fun topic. I got to see some videos of you riding your horses.
Aww.
And ironically, Oxygen got its start as a body language training company and a retreat center, people coming in and learning to use horses as a body language tool and being better negotiators. So in closing, what do you think the horses teach you that allows you to be a better person?
I think all animals do. I mean, I'm a big animal person. Horses, I know, have a special place in different therapies. It's a very big animal. It's 1,500 to 1,800 pound animal. And you got to be in tune with that animal or you get hurt. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to be in tune with that animal. And I think it teaches you to be a more sentient human being for sure.
Yeah. Do you think that those skills help you professionally at all?
I think they provide me with some sanity when I'm having bad days. For sure.
That's what my daughter would report.
Yeah, they provide me with some calm in the storm, for sure.
I love it. Well, you have some beautiful animals. So, well, I appreciate the fact that you took the time today to chat with us and share about your animals and how you see it all. So we always end our stuff with wishing our contributors that you get to take just a little bit of time to breathe life in today. So we wish that for you too. And it was great chatting with you.
Oh, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun.